Martin's shave tests. I'm going to do an interesting shave today in homage to Bill M. I'm going to be doing a comparison shave with a Shavette style and a standard straight razor, and I'm going to be using this, which is the wonderful Cajun Blades La Vache, and this is going to be a little bit interesting because I'm going to try a couple of different experiments, which is what I do on this channel. Anyway, first of all, I've got to say, this is a wonderful aromatic soap. I'm going to give it just a second to put it on properly, and then we'll get straight into the shave, so bear with me. Interesting colour, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, so let me stop rambling on. This is the Cajun Blades wonderful La Vache, and it does go on very nicely. Quite important really, because it does determine what quality of shave you're going to get. However, the edge is still what I'm all about, and I'd like to show you a couple of items now, if I may. This is a very high-end razor. It is, of course, a Puma. But this is the Puma 89, and I haven't stropped it. I've used it a couple of times without stropping. So this is a little test on that department. The next part is, of course, this beautiful thing, which I actually had custom engraved. This, of course, is a Shavette. It's a feather, and I would honestly say the Artist Club feathers are very superior. They're not cheap, but you can take them anywhere, whereas, of course, there are restrictions now where you can and where you can't take a straight razor. Can you believe this? Anyway, that's another matter. Right, wipe the paws very quickly, and let's try the first pass with this rather beautiful feather Shavette. Oh gosh, that's lovely. You don't get quite the feedback as you do with a straight razor, but these top end feathers are very high grade. I'm using, again, I'm not using a feather blade. However, yeah, that's impeccable. Let's try the other side though with something else. So first of all, let's wipe off some of the crud. Thus, does a good job, doesn't it? Let's now try an unstropped from its last shave, Puma 89, and see how that compares. Puma 89, beautiful razor, and I would say normally I'd go for a traditional edge over a Shavette, but the better Shavettes really do give a marvellous shave. But the feedback is always superior with a traditional razor. Yeah, this is, I don't know, what, 3 days, maybe more, 3 days of stubble. Yeah, that's lovely. So far, no complaints. You can hear it struggling slightly. Underneath the chins seems to be quite a tough area for stubble. But that's lovely. So far, I put them on an equal par. But once the first initial heavy stubble's been got rid of, then they're on an even keel. I would then say it's a far better comparison to go from one to the other. So, yeah, that's fair dinkum. I would say at the moment, for comfort, I'd go actually with the Shavette, but for long-term use, you cannot beat the edge of a straight razor. Except this one, it's about its third unstropped shave, so that's a bit harsh. Mind you, the blade in this wonderful Shavette has had probably a few outings. So let's put another quick amount of lather. Yeah, if you're talking travel purposes, probably a Shavette is pretty good. If you're talking about the experience, I'd always go for a straight razor. But then that's what this channel's about, isn't it? It's a straight razor shave channel. Martin's test shaves. Awfully nice. So anyway, let's now go and try against the grain with this little beast. Yeah, it's really comfortable. Yeah, I have to say, these blades are, so far, what I found are the most superior. Yeah, that's pretty effortless. But the feedback is still not as good as a straight razor. I'll do the other side, if I may, very quickly, with this unstropped Puma 89, and see how that goes against the grain. Yeah, on a second pass, you cannot beat a straight razor. Yeah, it's lovely, absolutely lovely. But it struggles a little bit because this is I think it's about its third outing without being stropped, which isn't really fair, is it? No. But I would say that the koi blades, which I'm using in the Shavette, are very high grade. Yeah, far better than other makes. So again, we're left with this constant question of experimentation. Now, I would say, for ease of handling, you never beat a good straight razor. The feedback is just that little bit better. But a Shavette with the right blade is very, very, very good. So I'm not going to keep you long with this one, guys. If anybody's watching. Yeah, I would say at the moment my money will always go on a straight razor. But the joy of straight razor use, of course, is your control and the fact the feedback is precise. However, I've nothing at all against a good Shavette. They are absolutely superb. And this lavage is very, very, very nice. It's not as strongly aromatic as some. But that's really good. So, last pass, guys. I'm not going to keep you. I don't want to be boring or pedantic. Let's try one more go with this rather nice feather. This is the Artist Club, but this is all right. I mean, I had it engraved. I also had cross-checkering done on the scales by a master, not me. Let's see. Oh gosh, that's smooth. That's incredible. But this is with the slightly better blades. Let me just show you the difference. That's the Captain blade. This is the KAI, Kai razor, and is probably the best I've ever tried. However, each to their own. Yeah, that's good. Again, I can't speak too highly about using warm water. If you use anything else, you're not going to soften even your bristles. So yeah, this is excellent. Yeah, it's lovely. Well, so far today on this shave, this one wins. But it is the dearest. Not ridiculous price, but it's a little more expensive than the usual, I don't know what you call them really, cheap feather. I had this one engraved by a master engraver because I like it. Yeah. There's slightly less quality of feel though with this style. A good standard straight razor is actually, in my opinion, superior to one of these feather styles. But then these are much more convenient to take with you anywhere. No restrictions at all. Let's go back to the Puma. This is a lovely, lovely old razor. I'd recommend anybody try to get their hands on a Puma. Female Pumas included. But you gain far more confidence shaving using a proper rigid straight edge. Yeah, I feel happier. Yeah, there's just more feedback. But it's a very, very good quality steel. Can't beat Puma. I've tried. Yeah, that's excellent. That's enough for me. Good steel. Very, 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 very good steel. So, in essence today, yeah, I'd still go for a quality straight razor like this Puma over a Shavette. But if you're traveling, you might be better off with a Shavette. So, this will wipe some of this crud off. Have a quick check over. Yeah, that's good enough. Yep, very nice. So again, the quality of the soap does make a difference. And this is La Vache by the Cajun Blade by the famous Eric. And it is extremely good stuff. It also lasts forever. But I'm going to be a bit of a tart and I'll put a bit more on because it feels good. Just to soften up the skin. Just wipe it off with the flannel and call it a day. That is brilliant. You cannot beat a straight razor shave. I've tried and you can't. Anyway guys, thanks so much. This is just a little test. Nothing special, but I would honestly say a very good quality, and you do need a very good quality Shavette like this one. Will perform effortlessly. But for feel and feedback, use a straight razor. However, on that happy note, thanks to anybody that's silly enough to subscribe, and see you all shortly. Martin's Test Shaves, over and out.